So, hello everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of No Bibs Burps Bottles, the number one platform and online community where we empower, inspire, and celebrate chocolate brown sisters who are child free. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, thank you. If you're listening on our Spotify podcast, thank you. Before you leave, please make sure that you like this video, leave us a 5-star rating, and you can also leave some comments for our guest speaker today. So I am so excited, and I know you guys are going to be so excited, but this is something that I've been waiting for, and I'm so excited to have it finally happening. So we have a special guest, Tera Chantelle, and you guys know her, and I won't even do any justice by trying to introduce her, but you've seen her videos, the comical ones, the serious ones, and everything in between. But Tera, thank you so much for joining No Bibs Burps Bottles today. And what I'm going to do is allow you to introduce yourself.
Thank you, love, so much for this opportunity and the platform that you have created for us women. It's honestly so inspiring to us all. You just don't even know. And to a little bit about myself, I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and now I reside in Atlanta, Georgia. This place is not a real place. I'm learning it more and more every day. But I came here to pursue acting. So now I am an independent creator. I'm a digital creator. I am a writer. I have also written 2 books available now on Amazon, Self-Love Manual and Pure Pussy Pimpin', telling the girls what the dating game is like. You know, a lot of people don't know it's a game.
Yes,
So
yes,
get played if you want to, but you got to
yes.
understand what this game is all about. So I just give a lot of detail, a lot of nuggets, and a lot of insight. And an interesting fact about me, I would call myself a modern day nun in these streets.
Ooh, I like. Okay. Oh, you heard it first. Modern day nun. Okay. Well, you just opened the door like bam, I just stepped into the room. We're gonna follow up with that. So in your words, and again, I want you to be able to share a lot about because you do so much. And I know there will be some information in the show notes where people can follow you and purchase your books. But let's go with that. What does that mean, a modern day nun? For those who are like, I think I might want to do that too.
Oh, I would highly recommend God every chance I get. So I am on this celibacy journey for 10 years. I mean, it's almost the goal is 10 years, but it's 8 years and counting right now. So we're gonna go one day at a time. We're gonna go to 10. We're gonna just see how long we can go. But it's a challenge every single day. And with this celibacy journey, many people don't know the true meaning. Some people think I'm just abstinence until I'm waiting to find somebody or waiting to be married, but that's not the case. I'm practice celibacy, so that means I don't want to be married and I don't want kids. So I will call myself a modern day nun. That's why, because I'm
Yes.
opting out of all of the institutions.
Yes, yes. Well, you brought us right to this child-free journey that many people are on. And I know that your channel and your platform, you talk a lot about being child-free. And it's so you deliver it in such great ways where it's digestible, right? You're not like talking over people's heads, but it's enough where people are like, but it also makes you laugh and it makes you think. And so can you share a little bit about your earliest recollections or memories about deciding to be child free?
Ooh, I remember working at a daycare and these kids would just snitch on each other to me. And I'm like, let me give you a life lesson real quick, young grasshopper. You know, you can't be snitching because snitches get stitches. You're going to have to stand up for yourself. And needless to say, the snitch snitched on me and I got fired. And that made me realize I'm just too gangster for these kids. Like, I realized I'm not that childish to just be on a childlike level all day every day. You got to talk in baby voices to kids for them to understand. I want you to digest this like an adult, like how I'm speaking to you, but I understand that children are not yet developed, so you have to give them grace. You have to have a lot of patience, and I can do that when we have time apart in time and space. But having to do that 24/7, oh, I would lose my mind.
Me too. Me too. Got it. You got fired. Oh yeah, yeah. Snitches. You like probably got that little kid in the bathroom. Like, didn't I tell you?
I was like, oh, I'm just too gangster for these kids. I'm trying to give them a street lesson, common sense. And then, of course, they went to go run and tell their mama. I
Oh
was like,
wow.
wow, that just made me realize I don't think this is for
Yeah. Yeah.
not to
Yeah.
have them, but I can still work with them. I think I'm still going to be a teacher later on in life or just a role model to kids. But
Mhm.
now I know I can't be so gangster.
Got it, got it. But with that being said, a lot of times people will make the assumptions that child-free people hate kids. And maybe there are a small subset who really like have a disdain for kids. But for the most part, it's like, no, we don't want kids of our own. So with that being said, you being child-free, how do children show up in your life? Where do they show up in your life? And how do you typically engage with kids being child-free?
Oh my goodness. I think kids are the coolest people ever. I understand why Michael Jackson rather hang out with kids than adults. Okay. Because kids honestly will say the truth. They are a sponge, but they're not being so brainwashed yet like many adults are. So I show up as the auntie, as the friend. I do not show up as the parental figure whatsoever. So a lot of kids are able to just vent to me. They're able to trust me. They're able to be their true, authentic self without any type of judgments. And I like it that way because now we have a different type of bond. They're not looking at me like I'm higher than them, they're looking at me like a friend.
And that's what makes relationships with whether it's young kids, teenagers, young adults, because sometimes they will trust someone who is not the parental figure. And a
Yeah.
lot of times people think, okay, y'all child-free people, y'all on a whole different level. But we're needed in a lot of
Oh my goodness.
instances, because a lot of times it's like you can go talk to your auntie, because I know you'll tell your auntie something that you may not tell your mama and daddy. So
Yeah.
I think the role that you play is awesome, is awesome. Do you
Because
have nieces and nephews?
no, my siblings are all child free too. I think I'm rubbing off on them. I think they're gonna I think they might continue this too with me along the because I you don't understand. I tell my parents every day, every chance I get, I'm not having no kids. And in this economy, let's be real. So I have so many, I got like 1,000 reasons why I will never have kids.
So
And
how does that, so this is another good segue into family. So your siblings are all child free, you're very vocal with your parents. Now share a little bit about how your parents are really receiving that, because I know that some sisters will hit me up and say, my mom is still asking me, when am I going to give her grandkids? So do they think this is a phase, or how are they receiving that?
I think they're over the phase stage because I'm just so bold on social media and I'm so bold in true life as well. Just every time they say something, it's just pop up in a reason like I don't know how y'all did it, or I just give them their flowers because it couldn't be me. And my mom understood how hard it was like to parent, and I realized that I couldn't even do half of what she did, just working, catering to other people, being of service to other people. And then I'm teaching my mother about self-love now. It's no more, you don't need to neglect yourself anymore. Like those days are over. It's time to put yourself first. We are grown children. And I think you should be happy that you're not having no grandkids. Girl, live your best life. You ain't about to
Yes.
be nobody
Yes, yes. But you know what? Your platform oozes positivity, oozes being your authentic self. And just even hearing you share now that you want your mom to like, mom, you raised us, and live your best life, because we know that some parents will get consumed with the identity of being a parent. So how do you work through, or how do you navigate when people are like, you're being selfish, or it's all about you, Tara, you keep telling us to live our authentic self, but it's about other people? And so how do you balance that, sharing and encouraging sisters and your platform to be your authentic self, while you may have parents or other people saying, really, Tara, it's not all about you.
You should not feel ashamed when people make that projection onto you, because you're just the bold one to actually admit the truth, because a lot of times people have secret motives. A lot of people have kids for selfish reasons. It's all selfish reasons why you're having a kid, is to fear fool your time up, the fear of loneliness, you having a kid so someone can take care of you when you're old. They got excuses for days,
For days.
for days. And it's okay to put yourself first. That's why I want to normalize self-development and self-fulfillment, and to really understand that you are the top priority and you should be on your to-do list every single day. Why are you self-sacrificing yourself? We have normalized that too much, to self-sacrifice ourselves. So now we calling someone child-free selfish because they're actually thinking their decisions thoroughly and
Yes.
intentionally. That is shocking. We live in a very backward society.
And when you said, I always like to just be real in what I feel in the moment. And when you said, make yourself a priority to put on your to-do list, because we'll put everybody else and everything else. And we look at this list of 5 to 10 to 20 things, and we're nowhere up there. No massage, no
Mm-mm.
take a walk in the park. But your siblings, you said you're kind of rubbing off on them. Like, what were their initial responses? Did they think like, okay, we have a sibling that's just like off the deep end, what is she doing? Or are they really understanding what this child-free life could really mean for them?
Yeah, I think now people are starting to just shift their perspective. It's no more of thinking that one way to live anymore. Like how we have all have this script in our head. We have to go to school, get married, and have kids. The end of the story. And that's not the case anymore in this society, in this economy. You have to do what's best for your mental health. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Because a lot of people are in a depression and anxiety because of kids, because they having kids, and it makes them be anxious. Like you're in a constant state of worry because you're worried about these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take them out of our marbles. Like let's take them out of our brain. Now that can free up a lot of mental capacity that you can focus on, and that can be healthy for you. We want to
Yes.
live a healthy life, not a stressful life.
Yes, yes. So I'm glad to hear that your family is supportive, because I know a lot of times family can be the number one pressure, right?
Yeah.
Parents are wanting grandkids, and sisters who have had children, they're like, when are you going to make me an auntie, because I've made you an auntie. So I'm so pleased to hear that your family is very supportive. And when they look at the work that you're doing, quite honestly, and how you are impacting sisters like me and other people that follow you, I know they're just like, let her do her thing. Let her do her thing. So
Like, I'm not hurting nobody by not having kids and keeping my
nobody,
legs closed. Okay.
nobody at all, nobody at all.
I
So
appreciate
Tara, one thing that sometimes child-free sisters can get, and I've gotten this too, you're so pretty, don't you want a little version of yourself? And you are beautiful. So I know that you're getting that same comment. So when it comes to men, women, or people who are saying, but you're so pretty, you would make such a good mom and your kids would be so beautiful. What is your comeback? What is your response?
Oh my goodness, how shallow can we be? It's more than the physical. Honestly, I don't need a little mini me to validate my existence. And that's what I tell them, because I am enough as itself. You don't want two of me. If you gonna have two of me, we gonna blow up this popsicle stand. You don't want them problems. You do not want them problems.
Oh
I
man.
try to warn them because I'm a lot in itself. And I can't only imagine having another mini Tara. She will come back for revenge.
You heard it first, everyone. This is one of the many reasons, right? Because two, but that's because again, and people can be very, very, very shallow, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we hear it all from, oh, you need a mini you to, you need to contribute to the world. And again, your platform, in addition to all the other things that you talk about, when you talk about being child free, you are very intentional on your position, your lifestyle, as well as encouraging other sisters, again, to put themselves first.
Yes.
So dating, right? How do you navigate dating? And you're in Atlanta, so that's a whole, when you add Atlanta to that, that could be another hour podcast interview. But in regards to dating, some people take the stance of I'm not dating anyone with kids. Some take the stance of they have to be adult kids. Some actually don't mind being bonus moms or stepmoms. They're just not having them themselves. So where does Tara stand on dating and being child free?
So in Atlanta, I do not date. I've been down here for 5 years. I be rejecting everybody, turning everybody down. And really is a turn off though. I do not date baby daddies. That's one thing I wouldn't even step my foot in or just play around with. I think that they should go back home with their family. Try to work it out with the mother of your kids, okay? Let's you guys have to learn how to coexist with one another because having kids is so serious to me. And the fact that y'all can just give up on each other, like, what was the point of y'all even having these kids in the first place? Like, it just don't make sense to me. So I would never date a baby daddy. Like, that's just off limits. I think that's just a part of girl code because I respect other women and I wouldn't even want to come in the way of that whole situation that they got going on. But dating in Atlanta is non-existent for me. That's why I think I stayed out of a lot of trouble because
Mm-hmm.
I stay off them dating apps.
Yeah, yeah, cause and that's a whole different podcast too, dating apps. But one could say, or one could, try to play devil's advocate and say, okay, what about the man who's like in his grown man energy and he's, a good father, he's present in the children's life, has a good co-parenting style or relationship, but is saying, I deserve love too. I'm trying to find love and be happy too. So if you actually had a man who was on his grown man energy, healed, did all the work,
Come on.
what about that? Because one
Oh,
could say, well, why are you canceling him out? Hey, I'm stopping my own YouTube video and podcast episode to let you know about NoBibsBurpsBottles.com. That's right, stop and visit our website today. We have a bunch of awesome child-free pride merchandise made especially for you. Visit NoBibsBurpsBottles.com today. Peace.
so I'm still open for friendship. Like, I'm still open for business relationships. And that's where I would take it there. And I would help you like be a part of your village because you should not have to raise kids alone as a single mom or as a single dad. Like, you need people around you to help you. So I would definitely be open to helping with them raising kids. But I will also tell anybody that saying that they need someone to love them, I will always point back into loving yourself first because that is truly the most powerful stance you can ever take.
Yep, love thyself first. Yep. So dating, we're business relationships, we're open for business
Yeah,
relationships.
let's
We're,
make
we're
money.
yes, we're open for I will be part of the community, but we're not trying to mix and mingle on a deeper level. So I got it. I got it. So Tara, with your platform, and you just do so many different kind of videos, the aesthetics is really cool. Um I know in the work that I do, sometimes there's always like a hater or a troll. And with your platform being as large as it is, I would imagine at times you'll get people who are just trying to poke the bear or trying to argue with you or trying to be combative. How do you manage those type of comments or that type of energy on your platform?
I try to laugh, I really try to find the humor in everything. So I would make a joke back. A lot of I really do. I just saw a couple today. a man said, I know she not happy. Even though she's smiling in that picture, I can tell she is not happy. Like, so people are always projecting, always trying to find something wrong and something critique. But I have to understand what I put myself in. Like, I put myself to be criticized, to be commented on, to be liked and disliked. So I'm so glad that God gave me the ability to have tough skin so I can have things thrown at me and they're not going to stick at all.
And that's a good perspective to have because, again, when anyone decides to put themselves out there, right? Whether it's child free, whether it's your business, whether it's whatever you decide to put out there on social media, you have to be prepared because people will then remind you, you're the one that told us this. You're the one that made this video. You're the one that wrote this caption. So that's a
Yeah.
good perspective to have. And again, with your spirit, I would imagine that's how you would work most of those negative comments with just positivity. But I also know because you said, didn't you say you was from Cleveland? I know you can come with it. I know you
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I be snapping back too. So I would not I do not run away. When you come in my kitchen, better be ready for the heat because
Yes,
if you want
yes,
that smoke, I'm gonna come with it. So I'm
yes,
not backing down and I will make a joke out of you.
yes, yes, yes. So, Tara, when we talk about being Black, being a woman, and being child free, those obviously alone can stand and they have their different thoughts or biases or what people think of them. When you see yourself and describe yourself as a Black child free woman, how do those identities intersect for you? Like, what does it mean to truly be Black, a woman, and child free?
Woo. I feel so unstoppable. I feel like we are in our own divinity. We are in our own power. We're not settling. We're not non-negotiating. Like, we're not conforming to society's pressure and just the stereotypes that they put on us. We are having standards for ourselves. We're actually displaying what love for self looks like by choosing ourselves and having the audacity to do so, because Black women, our ancestors, been carrying the world on their back. They've been
Yes,
carrying these kids on their back. They've been having like 10 kids apiece. I
yes.
said that y'all did it for us. Okay. Now it's time for us to thrive. So we're no more we're not in survival mode no more. And it feels so good.
Yes, yes. And that I love how you said that because that is really one of many reasons why I created No Bibs Burps Bottles for Black women. A lot of times people are like, oh, the child free community's large and you need to be more inclusive. I get that, but there's so many lanes. And when I was trying to find it for me, I didn't see us. I didn't see
Yes.
me. So I created the lane. And the child free community is booming. It is large, but you can't tell me what I should be focused on. And that's why I honor our ancestors. I honor and respect that they didn't have a choice, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
women like you and I today have a choice, where our ancestors, they were forced, they had to breed, and their life really wasn't their own. So when
Mm-hmm.
that goes back to that living life fully, being your authentic self, because I would imagine if they had a choice, many of them wouldn't decide to have 15 kids only to have them sold tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is a lot on anybody. How can you even fit yourself in to just even go to the bathroom? You got to think about just even fitting all these kids in a car. They were at home most of the time.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
like it's time for you to see the world, see what this world has to offer. And I think we're making our ancestors proud,
Yes.
honestly.
Yep. Their wildest dreams. We are it. We are it. So when you put your energy out in the world, and do you feel like you see a reflection of you? Because a lot of times we have the cattiness of Black women and we're "Row, row," and we're trying to uplift people. But you, in talking about being child free, how often are you engaging with other child free women on a day to day, week to week, month to month basis?
Yes, like you said, you are what you put out there, and I am attracting a lot of people just with similar perspective, a similar lifestyle, even people not with that, but they are starting to understand my point of view, and that's all that matters. Like, wow, finally we're thinking differently. Like we're
Mhm,
actually thinking. Like I don't think we ever took the time to even think, like a lot of people just do it and just have kids unconsciously without being conscious and actually really thinking this through, because it is a life commitment and you're honestly giving somebody a life sentence.
yeah.
Like let's really be considerate here. No one asked to be here, so let's consider this soul, this spirit, before we just selfishly move in this world just off of feelings and lust.
Mhm, mhm. And with so many creators and information, whether that's articles or news stories or platforms like yours, the information is out there. So I really feel like in today's time, people can even make a even more informed decision about, let me pause. Even if you want children, let me pause and make sure that I'm together. Because I know with No Bibs Burps Bottles, I don't tell people to have kids or not to have kids. I share my truth and my story, where people will like to think, oh, you're trying to tell people to stop having kids. If you want to have kids, is your money right? Are you happy? Have you
Mm.
gotten rid of all the toxicity in your life? Like, I'm not saying don't have kids, but set them up and let them have a chance.
And a lot of people have trauma just due to their childhood. A lot of people are traumatized and acting out very childishly because they didn't get the attention from their parents that they really desire. So now they're looking for it in a romantic partner, expecting them to love them, but no one owes you love. And the sooner you realize that, it's time to give it to yourself and pour it into yourself.
Why is it so, from the work that you've been doing, the energy that you've been putting out there, probably the plethora of sisters who are hitting you up in your DMs, why do you think it's so difficult for us to love ourselves?
Oh my goodness. I run into a lot of reasons just studying the minds of psychology and women especially. We are really in a fantasy land. I feel like Disney has sold us a fantasy and it has played with our psychology to even think straight, and we really don't even know the true definition of love because we have never took the time to even love ourselves. So we're expecting another person to love us when we don't even love our imperfections. We don't even love our insecurities. So we are hiding all of these we're hiding our insecurities and masking it up with all this makeup and fake hair and lashes, all this stuff, so we can be accepted and liked by somebody else. But you gotta like the bare side of you. You gotta like you naked. You gotta like you being alone. Like you have to be comfortable with being alone. And a lot of people run from solitude. They run from being alone because they think it's lonely. But when you have this feeling of loneliness, it just means that you're not connected to yourself. It don't mean you need to go run and sleep with somebody's demons. It don't mean you need to be in somebody's face. It don't mean you need to be scrolling on these dating apps. That is not an indicator when you feel loneliness. We all are human. It just means that you're not connected to yourself. It's time for you to learn yourself inside and out. You have to study yourself. You have to spend time and date yourself instead of begging for love. I get so tired of seeing girls beg for love. I
Mm.
get so tired of it
Mhm,
because nobody's gonna love you truly, and when you don't love yourself. We're just thinking that this is love, but it's really just attention, and that's the
mhm.
bare minimum from people.
Yes.
You just want attention.
Oh, and that's why, again, and I'll keep saying it, you're going to keep hearing it while we're talking, your platform is so powerful because sometimes we just need that little reminder, right? We may be walking in that energy. We may say, okay, I'm loving myself, I'm healing, I'm trying to get better connected to me, but something or someone throws us off. And then
Yeah.
we done fell off. And so somebody comes across your video of you speaking that energy, speaking that positivity, and they're like, oh, Tara said it. Let me get back on track. So
Come
again,
on.
thank you for the work that you do. The mothers that may come across your platform, right? What would you want a mother to really know about what it means to be a child-free woman? Like what would be that takeaway that if she came across your channel or came across one of your child-free posts, what would you really want that mother to take away and understand about you?
Mm. It's okay to choose you. It's okay to have boundaries, even with your children. It is okay to tell people no. It is okay. You can't be everything to everyone and nothing to yourself. So we have to learn to honestly set the standard for our lives, and we teach people how to treat us based on how we treat ourselves. And if you're the example of giving yourself the reassurance, giving yourself your flowers, giving yourself the validation you want, then nobody can tell you nothing. But if you're trying to fit a standard in this society, you are not gonna please these people, because you're damn if you do and you're damn if you don't. You're damn if you have kids and you're damn if you don't. So you gotta pick a side. And the side you need to pick is a side with yourself and healing your inner child and being okay with the lifestyle you chose for yourself. If you are choosing a lifestyle for other people, you are going down a pathway that's gonna lead you in depression, and we don't want that.
Not at
So
all.
do what's best for your soul, what feels
Yes.
good for your soul. And that's the easiest thing. That is ease and flow. That's not
Mhm.
forcing or hardship.
Yep. Oh, I love that. I love that. So, a question that many child-free individuals get, what's going to be your legacy? You don't have any kids. You're not rich. What are you going to pass on? And I always challenge that because
Yeah.
it doesn't mean passing on a last name or passing on money. So, what will Tara's legacy be? What's your imprint in the world?
Mm. Wow, this is a part of my legacy, doing this with you, because our digital imprint nowadays will last a lifetime. That's all we have is our digital imprint. So you better beware of what you posting out here. Okay, you got to be aware of what you are putting out into the world, but everything that I will leave behind is all the wisdom, the advice, the encouragement, my videos, my books, my movies. I'm trying to put it all through in art form. So, and I don't want to take nothing with me here. Like, I came here empty and I'm going to leave here empty. So I'm putting all my energy into my work, into just being the best human I can be in this chaotic world,
Yes.
just trying to prioritize my mental health at all costs and travel, meet people, love and laugh. I truly, and I'm truly not here to please anybody but me and God. And
Mm.
if you felt me in any type of way, I thank you so much for that. But honestly, I'm just trying to figure this life out. I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be perfect because I'm a mess up. So please have grace on me. I'm only
Yes.
human.
Yes. And that's a wonderful legacy and a wonderful imprint. And you do it every day, right? With just, like you said, the conversations that you have in the comment sections, your DMs, the things that you do that we probably don't even know of, because sometimes not all things are out there, right? I'm pretty sure just as much as you're in the front and center, you're doing a lot of things behind the scenes, but all of it is so positive. Your smile is so radiant and you just ooze positivity. But I love the fact that you said, I'm also not perfect, right? So, as a mere human, we have our good, we have our bad, and we have everything in between. But I love the work that you're doing, sister. And I just say, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing
Thank
it.
you so much. You don't understand how much encouragement that you have put on my pathway and the work that you do as well. You are helping us so much.
Child-free sisters, here we go.
Nice.
So so here's the part of the podcast where I say shine like a diamond. And this means I would love for you to share with our audience all the great things that you are doing, whatever you have on the horizon, where we can find your books. So just shine like a diamond and let us know what you got going on.
Oh my goodness. So I have 2 books available now on Amazon that I mentioned earlier, and I also have a short film called Royal Purpose available now on Amazon. I have many YouTube videos, just whether I'm talking about self-love, child-free, self-development. It's all about self, okay? We don't we love self.
Yes.
And what I've been working on is now writing more comedic skits as well. So you guys will see me on a stage pretty soon, pretty soon. So we're going to continue to write more books. We're going to continue to make more podcasts, but just stay tuned with everything that's coming up. I'll be on a movie screen soon as well.
We're claiming it. It's out there, and I can't wait to get my ticket and say I share time and energy and space with her.
Oh.
So, we're Tara. Thank you so much for joining us on No Bibs Burps Bottles. It was a pleasure having you. Everyone who is listening, please, if you love this podcast, love this YouTube channel episode, leave some questions, leave some comments, show some love to Tara. Let her know that you watched this, you've heard this. You can find all the information in the show notes where you can continue to keep up to date on what she is doing. And I just want to thank you for listening and thank you for your support of No Bibs Burps Bottles. As we always conclude our episodes, please remember that womanhood is not synonymous with motherhood.
Mm.
Peace.